Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Ibrahim Traore's era. The fire that began in the Sahel has now reached the Indian Ocean. Just a few days ago, the president of Madagascar, Andry Rajoelina, France's favorite man on the island, was seen escaping the country in a French military helicopter. Yes, you heard right, a French helicopter. The same France that called itself a friend of Madagascar was the one that came to rescue its puppet when the people finally rose up. For months, the people of Madagascar were crying out. Their land is rich, filled with nickel, cobalt, and rare earth minerals, the kind the world needs for electric cars, phones, and advanced machines. But the people are poor. Every week there are power cuts. Every day there is no clean water. Roads are broken, hospitals are empty, schools have no books. And while the nation suffered, their president lived in luxury. So, the people spoke. They filled the streets of Antananarivo shouting, "Down with France's puppet! Down with Rajoelina!" Students, traders, taxi drivers, even government workers joined. Soon, the army's elite unit, CAPSAT, switched sides and marched toward the palace. By nightfall, the city was on fire. Gunshots echoed through the streets. Many died, many were hurt. But the people stood strong and said, "If we must die, we die for freedom." And then it happened. A French helicopter lifted off from the palace, carrying Rajoelina away like a thief in the night. France later said, "We only rescued him for safety." But safety from who? From his own people? This is more than a coup, my brothers and sisters. This is a message. Africa is done with puppets. From Mali to Niger, from Burkina Faso to Chad, the youth are saying, "We are tired of being ruled by servants of foreigners." The man leading this change in Madagascar is Colonel Michel Randrian. The people call him the Malagasy Lion. On national TV he said, "Madagascar will never again be ruled from Paris. The time of begging is over. The time of dignity has come." As usual, the African Union rushed to suspend Madagascar, but no one cared. The people laughed and said, "If being suspended means being free, then suspend us forever." The AU, funded by Western nations, can no longer fool anyone. They don't defend Africa anymore. They defend the hands that feed them. France, meanwhile, is panicking. They thought the Sahel revolution would die in the desert, but now it's crossed the ocean and reached Madagascar. The youth are awake. The soldiers are awake. And France's puppets are falling one by one. France's control over Madagascar ran deep. From the moment Rajoelina came to power, Paris was in charge, through advisors, consultants, and development partners. Every decision passed through France. Every contract benefited France. Almost 80% of Madagascar's mining licenses belong to French companies. Companies that pay almost nothing in taxes. They take the minerals, refine them in France, and sell them back to Africa for 10 times the price. That's not partnership. That's robbery. When Rajoelina's army realized he was serving France instead of Madagascar, they turned their guns away from the people and aimed at the palace. That's when France panicked. They have a military base on Réunion Island, just a few hundred kilometers away. A base built for peace, but really to protect French companies. When the protests grew, French intelligence reported, "The puppet is falling." Hours later, the helicopter came, and France's man was gone. But France made one mistake. They thought they could buy the new leader. They sent envoys, offered money, and promised support. Colonel Randrian told them, "Madagascar is not for sale. We are not your colony. We are not your slaves." And that was it. France had lost again. Of course, France won't give up easily. They will send spies. They will fund fake protests. They will cry about human rights while plotting to destabilize the country. But Africa is no longer asleep. The revolution has begun, not just in politics, but in the mind. From Ouagadougou to Antananarivo, Africa is waking up. France still has helicopters, yes, but Africa has courage. And courage, my brothers and sisters, is something France cannot buy. This is not the end. France is already planning new moves, sanctions, propaganda, pressure. But every plan will fail because Africa has changed. The youth have seen the truth. They've seen Traoré in Burkina Faso, Goïta in Mali, and Tiani in Niger stand tall. Now, Colonel Randrian joins that same chain of lions. France may control buildings and banks, but they can no longer control African minds. Make no mistake, this is a revolution of the spirit. For decades, France ruled Africa through fear. They made us believe we couldn't live without them. But now, they are the ones who can't live without Africa. Their industries run on African gold, uranium, and cobalt. Without Africa, France's lights go out. And now, Africa is saying, no more. France has already lost the Sahel. Now it is losing the islands. Soon, it will lose Africa completely. This is the new Africa. Proud, awake, and unshakable. An Africa that will walk with those who respect it. Russia, China, and the global South. The youth are ready. The world is watching. And the lion has risen once again. This time, from the island of Madagascar. Ladies and gentlemen, remember this. When the lion awakens, even the hunter trembles. This is Ibrahim Traore's era.